This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with a daily wrestling news update. By the way, the Dublin Destroyer, Brian Donahue, is going to be doing a special St. Patrick's Day interview with me this Friday at 5 p.m. for St. Patrick's Day. So feel free to join us and drink if you want to while you're watching. Smackdown did a 0.63 rating, which was down from the previous week. Rampage, which has been hitting all-time lows lately, was up to a 0.15. TBS is not renewing Power Slap, so it's still going to continue on social media and streaming platforms that UFC affiliates with, but it will no longer be on TBS. It didn't get great ratings, and it had a lot of controversy. Much the same reason why it's funny, because they're apparently going to cancel this MLW show that's had a brief run on Reels. It's not official yet, but MLW added it to their lawsuit against WWE. That supposedly the reason people stopped caring about MLW was because it's all WWE's fault. And the first case was thrown out, but now they're doing it again. And even before they're canceled, they're trying to blame WWE for them getting canceled, even though they've had crappy ratings. So maybe they should use that lawsuit money to try and make their product better. But it's funny because AEW has affected MLW worse than WWE. It was more relevant before AEW. And so was Impact. Speaking of AEW, apparently they're going to do a new segment starting Wednesday in Winnipeg with a QT Marshall interview segment. And I have to tell you, I have seen some QT Marshall promos that are truly brutal. Truly brutal. So the next Roddy Piper, he will not be. Good luck to him. But I find that funny that a guy, unless it's all a joke. But I did skim through AEW's YouTube channel. As I reported earlier, it looks like there's going to be potentially another show besides Dynamite and Rampage, also being done with TNT or TBS that will air on Saturdays. And it's like, I'm going through your YouTube videos. I don't know any of these guys, and there's just so much and like so few stars, and they already got Rampage, Elevation, Dark, and Dynamite, plus the pay-per-views. It's like, you really want to add another show? I don't know. Plus adding house shows when their TV tapings are so long. I don't really understand it. But I'm not saying it's a bad product. There's good and bad with every product. I'm just saying, like, interest has gone down, and it's like you're going to add even more content. I don't know if that's the best thing to do. Look at what Thunder did for WCW. Kevin Sullivan did a whole podcast on it. Taya Valkyrie, rumored to be joining AEW starting Wednesday in Winnipeg. At the risk of sounding like a pompous elitist, but that is less than juvenile. I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Tom, I had such a good workout today that I broke my wrist wraps while doing shrugs. One of my wrist straps snapped right off, and the bar came crashing down. It was quite hilarious. I wish I had had that on tape. Tom, how's Piper? Come here, Piper. Tell Tom how you are. She said, Daddy, why did you wake me up? Why did you wake me up? Piper, you got to earn your dinner. Yes, so I gotta put the. I'm actually getting really strong again. So, power slap. Yes, well, apparently they get paid something like $2,000 to show up. So pay 2 grand to get guaranteed brain damage. I don't know. Eric, yes, Piper's looking great. She's not a fan of the winter. We still got lots of snow here, but she's liking that the snow is starting to melt. She could bite Abdullah the Butcher. I wouldn't want her to bite Abdullah the Butcher, as dirty as that guy is. She did bite Honky Tonk Man once, back when she was just a baby, back around 2015. But yeah, so check out that podcast with me on St. Patrick's Day with the Dublin Destroyer. John Paz is also sending me the very last interview that Bruno Sammartino ever did that I'm going to post, as well as his interviews with George the Animal Steel, Kamala, and Ron Bass that they did before they passed. And I am going to be working on some other interviews. Adrian loved my interview with Honky. I did too, but he doesn't want to do them anymore because he said he got so much heat for that interview that it's not worth it. He blamed some of the interviews with him I posted on why his Hall of Fame induction was delayed so much. Robert Kempatira was just on the GNW podcast with Jack Kilby last Sunday. I suggest you check it out. That was his 4th interview on this channel. So there's actually a Kempatira playlist on this channel and 4 interviews. Adrian, Honky Tonk Man is actually he's wealthy. He saved his money well. He moved to Phoenix when it was still a growing city and got a nice place there. And he made a lot of money on the independent scenes. So I don't think Honky's suffering for money, but I know he is doing autograph bookings again, and I think he's still under a Legends contract. I don't know if Billy Graham's still under a Legends contract or not, but he has a good GoFundMe going, and he's battling it out still. He's a survivor. He doesn't quit. Say what you want about Billy Graham. He does not quit. Most people would have given up at 79. Like, since the end of December, he's been in the hospital with his kidneys shutting down. He lost his hearing for like a month. He's got cancer, skin cancer, heart issues. He's still fighting. So say whatever you want about him. He is tough. Anyways, guys, I'm checking out. Have a good night. Enjoy Raw if you're watching it. I looked at the lineup. Cody Rhodes against LA Knight, who, by the way, there's an interview with LA Knight on this channel when he was in TNA that I did. I forget what his name was. Eli Drake. But I don't think they're just pushing Cody to the moon, and I don't have any interest in seeing Cody Rhodes beat LA Knight. Sorry about that. Oh, and Billy Jack Haynes is calling me later, so maybe we might go live for a bit later on.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV